Thank you. How y'all doing? Yeah, it's been an auspicious afternoon so far, if I may say. So, of course, being a writer, I did write something, so you can take the writer out of the woman, but you can't, no, I don't know. I'm just, I don't know what I'm saying. That's why I write stuff down. So, here we go. 2018 is unfolding and indeed is already upon us. In fact, we're almost halfway through it already, having survived unending political assaults on healthcare, environmental protections and education, as well as relentless spring blizzards. In my own life, 2018 is the year when 10 years of work and 20 of rumination finally come to fruition. My novel Dream Country will be published and out in the world in mid-September. Dream Country is the story of 5 generations of an African and African-American family, as Ivana said, crisscrossing the Atlantic over a period of almost 200 years, searching out, dreaming on, working on an elusive dream of freedom. It takes place both in Liberia and Minnesota and reflects my questions and deep ambivalence about possibilities for connection between African and African Americans, given our difficult and, may I say, mostly unknown histories to each other. As these questions finally assume the form of a concrete object in the world, I feel as if many seeds I planted so long ago are finally coming to fruition. I'm looking forward to engaging communities and individuals about them. A book is a set of arguments, imperfect as they may be, and arguments are meant to be discussed, mulled over, refuted, and supported. And that way a book becomes a kind of living organism moving through the community or communities that brought it into being. So in the context of my novel, Dream Country, some of the questions that brought it into being and that I hope we can all wrestle with. What did it mean that African Americans who had known bondage set out to fashion a more perfect union across the sea? Not where they had come from, but where their ancestors had called home. How had they managed to shape a country with the indigenous who already lived there? And how and why had it all fallen apart so completely? How was Liberia the dream of those formerly enslaved people in the land that Native Africans had loved and nurtured for generations, ruined by the spilled blood of its people, a country cleaved and utterly broken by war? So again, those are some of the questions that I hope that the novel brings up and that we can all wrestle with together and individually. In addition to my writing life, this year I'm also looking forward to a new community venture. Some friends and I, all women of color and working class white folks, are starting a company that will take anyone interested on social justice tours around the Twin Cities. This is a brainchild of my dear friend and colleague, Shannon Gibney. Yes, Shalini, stand up and wave. Yes. Shal rocks. Yes. It's called Provocateurs. Shalini Gupta, ladies and gentlemen. And is inspired and grounded in ideas and values espoused in bell hooks, seminal texts, teaching to transgress. Yes, yes, yes. Shalini is, thank you. Shalini is organizing all of us feral cats right now. And our website, I say that kind of joking, but not really. Our website should be up by next month. We plan to begin piloting tours this spring and summer. Do you want to learn more about the historically black 38th Street corridor in South Minneapolis? Yes, you say? Well, then take our tour. Step right up. Are you interested in the lingering social effects of neighborhood racial covenants? Yes, you say? Well, take our tour. Do you want to walk through and learn more about various arts and literary spaces in our community? Yes, you say again. Well, take our tour. Our business model is built on social justice values, so this will be a non-hierarchical structure with revenue sharing as a core operating principle. The sales will also benefit locally owned, majority POC owned and operated businesses. We will be visiting with folks at various stops And as we are unapologetically eschewing the nonprofit industrial complex model for this venture, here we are in the epicenter of it, which communities of color are almost automatically locked into in this town. This will be a for-profit business used to support, here's the most important part, used to support those communities whose works and histories we will be shamelessly promoting. So it's not savage capitalism. We are coming from those communities that are impacted the most by these racist histories, and we will be working with folks to tell the stories in our own frames and bring the money back in. Okay, we could not be more excited. So to conclude, because I know conclusion is upon us, yes. To conclude, I'd like to reference Alexis Pauline Gumbs, Tina Martins, and Mia Williams. They're visionary editors of the radical anthology Revolutionary Mothering, which you should all check out. It's not just about biological mothering, it's about how do we actually mother everyone, ourselves, our earth, mother our ideas, mother our projects, all this stuff. It's an amazing collection. They write in their introduction, "We have worked to curate revolution, not perfection. Love which can be afforded, truth which feels dangerous but necessary, and commitment without which nothing can grow. May we all have the courage and support to do the same throughout the rest of the year." Thanks. And now I'm going to hand it over to the amazing California Gang.